The British capital is being dubbed the concert center of Europe. Recently released industry figures show it hosts significantly more shows than any other European city. It coincides with the growth in the live music industry seen across the UK. Shaun Hassett reports on why it's such a hotbed for live music.
Where's the party at? It's another Friday night in London, and 90s rappers Vanilla Ice, Coolio and Salt and Pepper are playing in front of around 10,000 fans at the SSE Arena next to Wembley Stadium. It's just one of many concerts taking place across the city at the same time, and one of almost 20,000 live music events the capital hosts each year.
Which is the most in Europe. The nearest competitor is Paris, and it was the third most in the world actually, just behind New York and Los Angeles.
Over on the other side of town, the Jordanian rock band El Maraba 3 are playing to a more intimate crowd of 200 people. It's their first gig in London, one they hope will help lift their profile outside the Middle East.
We're really happy to be playing in London because London is the capital of, in my opinion, music from the 60s, 70s and 80s. This is the first time I've come to London and I like the atmosphere. Everyone knows what they want, it's organised and it gives you the feeling that people are looking for something new.
There's been something of a turnaround for smaller music venues in London recently. 2016-17 is the first year for a decade that London hasn't suffered a net loss of grassroots music venues. Amy LeMay is London's first night czar, appointed by the mayor last year to champion the city's nightlife.
So I have been paying special attention to these smaller venues. They're hugely important because they're the talent pipeline for the music industry. You know, we've got results. For the first time in 10 years, we've seen a leveling off of those closures. And we're seeing green shoots of growth, which is very promising.
The night czar is also keeping one eye on Brexit and is confident any deal will make it easy for musicians and crews to move in and out of Britain easily. She says the live music industry is worth more than $5 billion to the British economy.
And we also know that even just for a small grassroots venue, for every £10 that's spent on a ticket, people spend £17 around that. So that might be going out and having drinks with friends before or after, enjoying a meal, getting to and from the concert, spending money on transport.
The live music industry in Britain grew by 14% last year. And this 21,000 capacity venue in London pulls in more revenue than any other.
The O2 is the busiest concert venue in the world. It sells around 2.6 million tickets to its shows each year, and of those around 60% are musical acts. It puts it well ahead of its nearest rivals, Manchester Arena here in the UK and the famous Madison Square Garden in New York.
Well, what makes the O2 attractive is it was a purpose-built music and entertainment venue. London hadn't seen a new venue for almost 120 years that was specifically built to hold music concerts. The Albert Hall 125 years ago was one of the newest, which is crazy to think about, but it's true.
Whether it's Adele, Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber, the O2 is almost a mandatory tour stop for today's superstars. But the general increase in touring can also be put down to the struggles of the recorded music industry.
It's how people are making their money now, and it's because that's how people have to make their money now. I mean, there's the old adage that you used to tour to promote an album, and now you make an album to promote your tour, so you have something to play.
And whether it's American rappers at big arenas or Jordanian rockers in intimate bars, more artists are finding an audience in London. Shaun Hassett for TRT Showcase.